Hi guys, YouTube land. Just want to record a video today of how to take the door panel off of this is a 2017 Lexus ES350, but it should apply to all the Lexus models and probably the Avalon and Camry too, because they're Toyota products. Should be all the same here. So just want to show you there's kind of a easy way and a hard way to do this. I'm going to show you the easy way because I've learned it through experience and through the helpful colleagues out on Club Lexus forum. I learned how to do it from them and also through experience just doing it myself. So I just want to show you so it'll be easier for you. The reason why I did it was to change the speaker on my doors, and that was very successful. But you know, the daunting part is taking the panel off. You think, well, this is going to be hard, and I'm not sure it's going to fit the same way when I'm done. You know, it may not be, the seams may not look the same and all that kind of stuff. Don't worry about that. It's going to look good. The way Toyota Lexus has designed this, it's going to go back on exactly the same way it was when it left the factory when you're done. So I'm going to show you how to take the panel off, and the reason why I am doing it today is I'm going to put some sound deadening in here, but that's nothing to do with this video. So I'll show you how to take it off, and I'll show you how to put it back on, which is actually the trickier part. But once you know the tricks behind it, it's actually just as easy as taking it off. So here we go. So first thing you do is you have to have the right tools. So you have to have a Phillips screwdriver. I think this is a number 2 if I remember correctly. I'm not quite sure, but you can see the size of it here. And you have to have a splunger tool. These are really handy. This is like, I don't know, $6 or something like that at Amazon. You can get by with just doing a flat blade screwdriver, I suppose, with put some tape around the blade so you don't ding stuff up. So I guess that would get by, but just spend the $6 and get the right tool. I think, you know, the right tool for the job is always a good thing. So, all right, so here we go. So we start with, first of all, this screw right here. That's a Phillips screw, comes up pretty easy. I'm just going to lay all my screws down here on the floor. You guys can't see it. The next screw is behind this little plate here. I'm going to get out of the way. So behind the door handle, there's a little panel here. It pops right off like that. But you stick your plunger in there and pry, it comes off. And you see there's a Phillips screw here. Okay, the next one is, there's a Phillips screw that's underneath the control panel here for the window. So that pops up pretty easy with your splunger tool. And there's a cable connected to the switch here. You push in on the tab, this pops right off. And then the last screw is underneath this little piece of carpet, I guess it is, that's in the door handle. You lift that up and you will see the Phillips screw here. Okay, got that out. So the final thing to do is to take off the little, I think these are called Puddle Lights. There it goes. Just have to get the edge underneath there. So there's a wire connected to the light. Doors open so the light's on. So you push the little tab on that, this pops right off. Now, a lot of times this will actually be in pieces. It'll look kind of like, let's see if I can get that open again. Anyways, this piece will be separated from that piece. It just slides back in again. Mine loose on my other door. It was loose when I took it off. There were two separate pieces, but it's easy to snap back in again, or when you put it back on. Okay, so this wire can dangle. This wire can dangle. That's fine. All the screws are off right now. So the key to getting this off now is there's a little area right where my hand is. That's a cutout, and that's for your hand to go in there and to pull the snaps. There's something like, I don't know, 8 or so snaps all the way around the outside of the door here. Little white plastic snaps. They hold the panel on, and then there's something that holds the panel on at the top, which we'll get to in a bit. But you want to loosen all these snaps. You have to kind of be bold and just yank on the door and they'll pop right out. You won't break them. Some of them may fall off. That's fine. They just snap right back on again. So here we go. Well, you know, I forgot one of the screws. So the screw that was underneath this control panel for the window is right here. All right, sorry about that, I forgot that screw. So now they're all off. Panel's loose. Now to get the rear panel off, and the front's about the same too, you need to lift straight up and pull out. You'll only be able to pull it so far because there are 2 cables running to the handle and the lock here mechanism. And I'll show you how to disconnect those in a sec. So you can only pull the door out so far, but you will be able to remove the door, the panel rather, from the door. Like that. Okay, now that once you have the door panel hanging, there are 2 cables. The green tape cable goes on the bottom, G, green, ground, I guess is the way to remember it. And the way to get these things off is just pull out like that to release it. Let me put it back in so you can see how it snaps back in. Okay, but pull out to release it. And then there's a little ball that fits into a cup there. And that's how you put it back in. So let's do the second one here. The black one, out to release it, and then pull the little ball out of the cup. Now the whole panel is loose. Okay, the panel is off now, and you can see that across the top here, there are 3 places, 1, 2, and wait a minute, 4 of them, sorry. 1, 2, 3, and then there's the 4th one here. These are where the clips go that hold the rubber seal that goes along against the window. So moving over to the door, this is that rubber seal along here. Now you can't just put the door back on the way you took it off by lifting straight up. The seal has to go back on the door first before you can put the door panel on. So I'm going to show you how to take the seal off here, put it back on the door in preparation of putting the panel back on again. Okay, so what we need to do is take these 4 metal clips off. The way they come off is using a flat blade screwdriver. Notice that there's a plastic area that the metal clip fits in, and there are 3 areas here. I'm in the middle one right there with my screwdriver. If I push in on that, I'm going to try to do this and hold the camera at the same time. If I push in on that, and it releases a little clip, and I should be able to pull up when that happens. Okay, I just released all the clips. Here's one of them here. That was the one on the end. And you can see these, I pushed the screwdriver and that released the clip, and now these are ready to go on the door. So let's take the first little clip here. It goes at the back, and we can see that this goes on right in the middle of this indentation here. Turn it right side up. That goes just like that. Notice how this part sticks out. That's the part that's going to go into the cavity in the door. So we're going to do the same thing here for the other ones. So grabbing the rubber seal with the clips on it, we can see, turn it the right way around here, we can see that these go on the door at these indentations. So that one's going there, going in there, that one in there. So now, beautiful seal against the window here, just like factory. And these clips are sticking out, ready to go into the door. That's good. So that's it for taking it off, and put the door back on in a little later here. Okay, I have done my insulating. It's a okay job, I guess. Not great, but anyways, we'll see how it comes out. So I'm ready to put the door panel back on. So let's see how that goes. Okay, the first thing to do is grab your panel. And since I have already installed the window strip on there, this should go on there fairly easy. So I'm going to connect my cables up first. See if I can do this and hold the camera at the same time. Okay, black one goes on top. So that goes in there. Okay, it turns out you can't hold a camera and do that at the same time. So I do have them back on now, or in place. Okay, I'm just going to rest the door up on here, the panel up on the door, just temporarily. Hold it on with my hand and then reach in and fish this cable out so that it's out, along with the cable for the puddle light. Fish around with your finger till you get that sticking out like that. So now the door is in place. So I can just push in at the top here till it snaps like that. Go all the way around the outside, pushing with my hand. Each of the snaps are snapping in place like that. And that's it. So I'm going to just feel around the outside and make sure there's no gap and all the snaps snapped in place. They're good. The top is smooth. All in place. There we go, there's one last one. Okay, that's good. And now we put the screws back in. Okay, so everything's in place, looks good. So put the screws back in. So the first screw, doesn't matter which one you do first. I'm just going to do the one on the door handle. Here's my screwdriver. And then this snaps in place. Like that. And they're nice and good, looks good. Let's do the handle next. All these screws you want pretty tight because you don't want your door to feel loose. Fits in good. Put the little carpet back. Okay, let's do one on the outside of the door here. There, you want to get it. That one doesn't go very tight. It's kind of not gripped too well. So, and then the last one is here inside of the operator. This one's a little tight, but it keeps going. Makes the door feel nice and snug. Okay, so put the cable on, snap. Push the cable in. Oops, I went backwards. Here we go. And this push down. Snaps in place, looks like new. And last is the door puddle light. You just snap on the light. And I think the light's gone out because I had the door open for a long time. Let's try that. Yeah, that was the problem. So, snap this in place. That's it. Thanks.